Hey everyone, this is my look at the Samsung Gear Sport. And as you can see, I got the blue version, which in person, the watch itself looks more black than it does blue, but in certain lights you can see a little bit of a bluish tinge to it. And that's what I was hoping for. That way I'm not going to be locked into the blue color. I can match this up with pretty much any color band that I want to. And it does come with a 20 millimeter band, two different sizes, so it's got the small and large size. I got the small on it for right now. I really like the build quality of the watch. It's a metal. It's pretty good weight to it, and I find that the band, when you start getting hot and sweaty, it really doesn't keep the watch in place just because it is so heavy. So, yeah, I'm probably gonna have to upgrade the band, probably to a leather one. I've got one coming actually. But yeah, I'm loving the bezel on this. This is my first experience with a Samsung product, a Samsung watch with this bezel, and this is what Samsung is known for. I'm coming from the Gear Fit 2, which is I found to be a very good fitness watch, but I wanted to upgrade one that had more smartwatch features in it, and also more workouts to choose from. Although I think the Gear Fit 2 has most of these, if not all of them. I don't know. Well, yeah, maybe not. Not the swimming though. This does have swimming. This is a waterproof watch. I think down to 50 meters. And yes, you can go swimming with it. So I'm going to take you through some of the features of it and just show you how I use it and give you a good idea of how this watch works and some of the things I like about it and love about it and some of the things I'm really disappointed about. One of the features that I was most interested in was the hiking workout because that's one of the things I do the most of. And I'm finding that it's really good. The GPS works very well, whether you're using it standalone, just using the built-in GPS, or you're using it with your phone as well. But one thing it is missing is the breadcrumb trail. I'm really disappointed that isn't there, and hopefully that'll be added in later. But there are third-party apps that you can use that does have that feature. And here I am using MatMyRun, which I find really useful when I'm hiking, mainly because I can see where I am on a map. You can't see that just through the native app through the Gear Sport, which is kind of a bummer, but at least using this I can. And I was really surprised because it had every little mountain bike trail in the city park was on there, and I could see exactly where I was, and that's exactly what I wanted in this type of an app. In this clip, I'm just testing out the heart rate sensor against a chest heart rate monitor that I had connected with MatMyRun through my phone, and I'm finding that the heart rate sensor is very good. It's very accurate. Of course, with resistance training, yeah, it's not going to be as good, but for your cardio workouts, it is great. It's just a very good heart rate sensor. This is an example of one of the guided workouts. This is crunches, and the watch will actually count your reps for you. You can set up how many reps you want to do, or you can just do it by duration. You can set up your own goals, but this is, I think, that's a very motivating. Yeah, I could count this myself if I wanted to, but this motivates me to do these kind of workouts more because I'm really good at doing cardio, the treadmill and the bike and those kind of things, but I'm not so great at the resistance training or strength training exercises. So hopefully this will motivate me more. When I first heard about the Gear Sport, one of the things that I was interested in was how did it handle notifications, because I think that's something that a lot of people are wanting to be able to do with their watches, is to be able to respond to the notifications. It's nice to get a notification, but you want to be able to respond to it as well. So this does give you several different options. I can reply to a text message by voice, or I can select these emojis, and there's zillions of them. I didn't go through all of them here on the video, but there's quite a few of them. Or I can, let's see here. I can even make little drawings. This is a doodle. And let's see. Okay. I can undo it if I want to. I think it turned out pretty good, actually. I think it's kind of cute, but I have to get rid of it. Okay. And then you have all your canned messages. Of course, you can have up to 30 different ones, and you can customize those. And you can also type out. You can hand draw, too. Handwrite, I guess I should say. You can write out your messages, and that takes a little getting used to, but once you get a hang of it, it's just very handy. So I am happy the way it does that, but I'm not happy that it doesn't have a speaker. That kind of stinks because I can't answer phone calls that way, and I'm really used to that with the TicWatch too. That's what I love about that watch is that it handles that so well. It's so handy to be able to answer a phone call on your wrist, even though it sounds really silly, but it is very handy. Finding S voice, it's not that great. Yeah, I think everybody knows that. Hopefully, it'll improve in the future. And kind of email, of course, I get all my emails on here. There's news through Flipboard, the barometer, and you can actually get warnings when the barometer or when the pressure falls by, I think, 4% or something like that. So much over 4 hours, you'll get a warning and give you a heads up if there's a storm coming. And that's really nice. The watch faces that the Gear Sport comes with are actually pretty good. I really like all of them. And that's rare. Usually, most watches that I've tried out, I don't really like too many of the watch faces, but this one has some good ones. And some of them you can customize. You can change the colors to suit whatever you like, your mood of the day or whatever you want to do. But this is my favorite one. I kind of like the more simple watch faces, ones that just give me the information that I need at a very quick glance. Okay, now I'm just digging in a little bit deeper into the watch, and this is heart rate data that you can access through the watch itself. You don't have to go through the app, which is really nice. You can set up how often you want your heart rate to be measured throughout the day, and by default, it's on frequent, and that measures it every 10 minutes. Or you can set it to always, and so, like I said, it's measuring it always, pretty much beat by beat or second by second. And that's going to give you a lot more data, but it is going to use the battery a lot more. So I only use that once in a while just to see how things are going. If I really want to conserve the battery, I can put it on never. But on frequent, every 10 minutes, if it's measuring my heart rate, it's not really using tons of battery life anyway. So I'm not finding that to be a problem. And we can go in here and you can look at your history throughout the week, the minimum and maximum of your heart rate. And you see today, of course, this is early morning, so I don't have a whole lot of data. But I can go back to yesterday and then just every day back in the week. And a neat feature is that you can export this data through the Gear app as a PDF file or an Excel file if you wanted to show your doctor or just keep it for your own records. And of course, what's a fitness tracker without step tracking? And of course, this does do that. And this is one of the main features that people look at in these watches, and they really want them to be accurate. And it's always hard to kind of tell how accurate one is over the other, but this one's probably more conservative on the steps, compared to a Fitbit, but it's pretty accurate, I think. And through here, you can see, I can set my target. It's very easy, and I have it set at 7,000. I have a hard time ever getting to 10,000 steps, no matter how active I am. But I'm not relying just on steps for my main activity. I'm doing a lot of other things throughout the day, too, so I'm still staying really active. And like the heart rate, I can go back through the week and see how many steps I took day by day. Through the Samsung Health widget, I can go back and look at the day and see how active I've been hour by hour or minute by minute practically. So this is going to give me a lot of data of the workouts that I've done. And today, of course, I don't have much data on there, so I'm going to go back to a different day. I'll go back to yesterday, where I was much more active. And here we go. Go the right direction. Okay, there it is. So this is going to give me data on everything that I did. Every workout, when I was inactive, when I was active, what I was doing, how many calories I burned, how long I did that workout, and it also has sleep tracking as well. By far the chief complaint that I keep hearing about the Samsung Gear Sport or the S3 before it, it was just that the app selection isn't that great in the App Store, and that's probably a legitimate complaint. I mean, there's quite a few apps there, but a lot of them, I don't know, they're really not that useful. There's some neat little games. Here's one. This is kind of like Galaga, and I was really good at this in the 80s. Of course, now I'm showing or admitting my age, but I love this game. But yeah, there's some games there, and of course, you can find tons of watch faces. Some good fitness apps. It does have MyFitnessPal, and I'm glad that it hooks up with that. And you saw MatMyRun earlier, and it has Endomundo, I believe that's how it's pronounced. Let's see, what else does it have? It has several navigational apps, third-party ones. I would really love to see uh, Google Maps on there. Just the native Google Maps app, kind of like Android Wear would have. Um, but there are third-party ones, and this is Gear Navigator S. It's probably the best one. I don't know. I'm still going through these and reviewing them and trying them out. But this does have a good map feature, and it's supposed to give the directions. You can specify where you want to go. And let's see. Yeah, it's really good. I don't know. I've kind of had mixed results with it though. But I'm still testing it out, and hopefully I can find a good navigational app. But yeah, I'd like to see some more apps in there. I'd like to see Facebook or something like that. It would be nice to be able to respond to Facebook messages or just status updates, stuff like that. Maybe even Twitter. That'd be great to be in there as well. But I hope the store does expand. Well, I hope I gave you a pretty good idea of what the watch can do, even though I didn't even touch on half the features probably. But overall, over the past 2 weeks of having this watch and putting it through its paces, I'm happy with it. I really like the look of it. I like the feel of it, even though it's kind of a heavier watch. It's not uncomfortable on my wrist at all. And the band, like I said, the band, I am going to upgrade that to leather. I think it's going to help support the weight of the watch better, and just kind of give it a more dressy look. Of course, if you're going to go swimming with it, you want to definitely use a final one. But yeah, I am going to be upgrading it. And I do love the bezel. The rotating bezel on the Samsung watches is great. It's just a wonderful feature. Like I said, I am coming from the Gear Fit 2, so I am a bona fide Samsung fan for their fitness watches. Uh, this has always been a very good watch for me. It's very similar to the Gear Sport and the way that it functions, and it's very reliable. I've had a good experience with it. But I was looking to upgrade to a smartwatch. I wanted to be able to answer phone calls, make phone calls, reply to text messages, stuff like that. So this is the TicWatch 2 that I've had for about 3 months or so, and it's very good as a smartwatch. And I'll probably do a full review on this as well. But it's not as good as the fitness. The Gear Sport really shines for fitness, and it does have some really good smartwatch features, though I am missing the speaker. I really wish it had a speaker. I don't know why it doesn't. But overall, I would definitely recommend it. It's a very good watch.